The city of Zaphiran watches as 6 bright flashes and shockwaves originate from Guardian District. Nuclear detonations detected.
This is a message from Foxtech. Emergency status has been enacted. Mass casualty event has been detected in Guardian District. Report directly to District Lead for further orders. Evacuation efforts have begun for the following sub-districts: Zones 1 through 4, Commerce Zone 12, Delta and Bravo governmental sites. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
Waterfront emergency update. All B patrol sectors of waterfront begin preparation and evacuation to emergency shelters underground. At this time, all B personnel have been deployed and have enacted emergency protocols onto the streets. Further updates will be provided. Vrchat, the company you can trust.
Hemwick Agency. All hands, emergency stations. Issue immediate curfew of non-essential personnel. Mercenary assistance for civilian enforcement is hereby approved. Any agency members, report directly to the nearest last line barracks to collect joint patrol routes and orders. Borders are to fully close for the next 12 hours to all transportation aside from approved refugee transport and local residents.
Emergency shutdown of the Industrial Guardian border. Stay clear of radiation zones and seek shelter. Heavy surveillance and preemptive countermeasures have been deployed. Lockdown initiated. Support forces deployed to aid Guardian survivors and emergency services. Stay indoors and keep communications open. Leak Foundry deployed.
Attention. All Guardian District personnel are to report to their stations. Mobilize to assist in the evacuation of civilians from the Guardian border. All borders are to cease function with the exception of emergency vehicles. All non-essential personnel, we ask that you stay indoors. All citizens in the western border, shelter in place. If unable to shelter in place, make your way towards established shelters or the center of the district. Please refer to the Varis war maps for your nearest shelter location. Refugees entering through the Guardian District teleportation stations are to be escorted to refugee stations, including but not limited to DMV offices, stadiums, bunkers, governmental facilities, and official crisis relief centers. GPUs have begun the setup of a 45-mile perimeter from the border of Guardian District to prevent further casualties and health concerns. The district is now on full lockdown. Civilian safety is now the top priority. This is Guardian Steward Kane Cooper. May the gods look favorably upon us.
Zaphiran rallies in the face of nuclear disaster in Guardian District. The Zaphiran Slumber, June 19th, 2426. Richard Obblegob. While enemies and allies of Zaphiran have rallied against our collective foe, we've been hot on the trail of information involving the Guardian District nuclear incident. One Guardian personnel detailed the initial incident. Councilman Geldir and several Guardian units were caught off guard during a routine operation when a lone individual dressed in plain white clothing approached their patrol. Their limbs appeared crudely stitched together and their mouth had been sewn shut. The patrol attempted to identify the figure, but before any response could be given, the individual began to swell and bloat. Within moments, a nuclear detonation engulfed the surrounding area. All nearby camera feeds went dark. Communications were briefly interrupted before emergency systems were restored. Shortly after, a video came across the Guardian District network. One individual had this to say about the current assessment of Guardian. 2/3 of Guardian is destroyed. Radiation looks to be contained within Guardian's borders. Another member estimated the casualties involved in the blast. While Guardian doesn't really have a civilian populace, the prisoner and worker casualties are something we are still in the process of determining. We are estimating 35,000 to 75,000 worker and prisoner casualties upon blast. Numbers potentially still rising as more information arrives. Councilman Geldir and head of logistics Bishop are reportedly MIA, and any and all questions should be forwarded to Head of Medical, Erilyn Ursa. Bishop has been an active provider of lunar lights liquor and a war hero of the waterfront, along with the selfless Councilman Geldir, who during the Aether conflict sacrificed his own well-being to prevent further disaster. We hope they found shelter in the brief moment before the blast, but we fear the worst. The previously mentioned video, not for the faint of heart, has been fed to us involving the second in command and head of logistics, Bishop. Please watch with discretion.
Attention! Multiple nuclear strikes upon Guardian District at this current moment. Seek shelter within the side immediately. Seek shelter within Magnolia Station at this current moment. Multiple nuclear strikes. Multiple nuclear strikes. May the ominous Messiah please grant us the strength to move forward.
Lucas. You alright?
Yes. Well, no. The city, even when I lived here, it was not so violent.
When you lived here?
Oh yes, long time ago.
Here, let me come up there. Oh.
It's been years since I thought about it, really.
Are you feeling alright?
Oh, yes, apologies. I suppose I haven't explained this. Or have I?
No.
I've told you... Lucas has told you about Mara, yes?
Yeah.
About the Undecilian.
Are you the third one? I don't know if I know your name.
Malion. Mara is busy at the moment. They are the one you're normally used to speaking with. Strange problem, but bridge we will cross later, I suppose. We're not really supposed to only have one being in control, you know. It's unusual.
What about Lucas?
Lucas... How do I put this? Lucas is not really all there. When we found him, he had been dead for some time. I think perhaps that's what's causing the problems. The Undecilian are not really supposed to bond with the dead, so to speak.
I see.
The hosts are meant to be living. And they're meant to be willing as well, and a dead person, well, they can't really consent as much as this one probably would have given his state, but still. Nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
So this plane you mentioned, where is it exactly, more or less?
From what
I
I
assume
know,
not the Zaphiran.
no, it's sort of a construct of my friend Sapphire's mind.
Ah, Sapphire.
Yeah.
I believe I've met once. I think.
You met at the party.
Ah, yes. The Drow or the other one?
No, not at that party. At Val's party. She was the one who
Val's
adopted
party, yes.
Val.
Oh,
Big
that
black
one,
lady.
yes. I see. Well, I suppose she can be trusted then.
Yeah, and nothing can get into her domain without explicit permission.
Certainly not the Kaijin Hunters.
Right. That's why she brought us there.
Still. Nuclear weapons. Over something so trivial.
I was hoping they wouldn't actually do it. was hoping they were.
Did you know? Sorry, I'm a little out of the loop. Varis only updates me from time to time. He doesn't really see the need to keep me informed on everything.
Hmm.
He does have his secrets, my brother.
Your brother.
Ah, of course. He wouldn't have told you, would he?
No, he hasn't told me.
Yes, brother. Though if he hasn't told you, perhaps keep it a little secret, hmm? Don't go around telling him that I told you.
I won't tell him.
He'll get on to me about that. Reckless, he called me, apparently. Ah, well. I suppose I shouldn't be talking. He's not dead. Technically, I am. Suppose he was right in a way.
Hmm.
Reckless. Recklessness is why I'm here.
How'd you die?
That's the strange thing. I don't remember. It's like a fragmented memory. I assume Mara did not resort to a husk before some time had passed. And as time passes, your memory fades. At least time spent outside of a host.
Hmm.
Hmm. I recall a mission, but beyond that, I left is the last thing I remember. Doesn't really matter how it happened. I'm sorry, I suppose I haven't told you any of this, have I?
No, but you
This is all new.
don't have to tell me.
But still, quite a bit of information.
Yeah. To be fair, I told you guys a decent bit at Val's party, so.
Yes, I suppose you did. You should know that we don't always agree on everything. What do I call it? The distrust towards Quincy, it's not shared by all of us. Mara has experience with mind control, you see. It's not good, not a pretty thing. They tend to be a little cautious. It's my brother asked you about it.
Yeah, he's sort of been prying for information a little bit.
Yeah. That sounds about right. He never quits working, that one. Though I suppose he has a point. Kaijin Hunters or no... Well, I suppose you should ask him. I don't want to spill too much information. He gets testy about that. He must keep his secrets, my brother.
Some things are worth being secretive about, though.
Well, he has his reasons. They're very good reasons. One of his people died last week in the attack.
Oh.
It happens. But it still bothers him.
He didn't mention it at all.
No, he wouldn't.
I did notice he seemed a little quieter.
He thinks he's an island. He thinks if he lets less people in, then less people will get hurt. We disagree on a few things, him and I. He means well, though. I suspect he just doesn't want to involve you.
Feels like the whole city's involved with the Kaijin Hunters right now, though.
Oh, not the Kaijin Hunters, no.
Different thing.
It's different. Kaijin Hunters, as formidable as they are, they're not the kind of thing he looks into. Apart from, obviously, securing his business and such. No, he's dealing with something far worse. But if he does not want to let you in, I understand. It is, there's a reason for that. The more you know, the more of a target you become. We have survived here in large part because Mara is very careful about who they talk to. And Lucas was a bit of a loner, so he already had that covered. At least the memories that we have of him. I have been meaning to ask, though. You said you died. How did you die?
I was stupid and reckless.
Hmm.
um,
We have that in common.
5 years ago, in May, I got pretty drunk with some friends. We got into a car, and it was raining that night. My friend driving had some even that we weren't supposed to. We were going a little too fast.
Hmm.
We hydroplaned and hit a tree going about 70. I don't think anyone in the car made it.
Hmm.
Not a particularly exciting, I guess, way to go.
Hmm.
But
Well, I suspect mine wasn't much more exciting. Does it matter how it happens? Death is death. Still.
believe me, I've experienced a lot of death.
Hmm. As if I.
I don't know if I've told you this part of my deal yet. Can't remember. I'm not exactly alive now. Obviously.
Hmm.
I'm sort of
We gathered as much. At least partially. Mara was not happy. Too reminiscent of a husk, they said.
I think by technical definition, that's what I used to be.
Hmm.
Back towards the
But
beginning of.
But you have a consciousness, you have a soul. Even if that soul belongs to another.
It's not exactly kicking around in me per se. Q's got it locked up somewhere.
Hmm. But the issue is more. How do I put this? The issue is more with your potential to harm. I don't believe Quincy wants to harm anyone.
No, definitely not.
Mara's not so sure, but I'm sure Varis doesn't believe him either.
Takes a little bit to warm up to Q. He has that
Hmm.
vibe about him.
He's an interesting person.
Mm.
Probably older than either of us.
Definitely.
Hmm. Well.
I was gonna say something else. What was it? Oh. Because of how I guess my body works and how my deal works, I can't really. If I get hurt enough, I sort of poof, I guess. Sort of just held together by its magic, and when my body's injured enough, it.
It's not how it works for everyone,
Well, yeah, but
from a certain point of view.
not everybody gets to come back.
Well, I suppose we have that in common as well, then. Though, when we come back, we're different, normally. The Undes Elian, they take a new host. Normally, the host is the dominant personality. A husk is new ground. It's not a thing we normally do. So, of course, the host is not here, or at least not in the traditional sense, although his memories exist. But because he's not here, Mara is the driving force. Mara and myself, depending on the situation. He has an input, Lucas, but given that his consciousness isn't really here anymore, it's limited. Though I recall an incident. You're friends with Zeros, yes? Zeros discovered something. Apparently, when we get drunk, myself and Mara, we black out. Lucas takes the wheel. It's an interesting experience.
How does that work with Lucas not there?
I don't know. I wasn't there. Difficult to say. Apparently, we forgot who everyone was. Seemed like, talking to Zeros about it later, it seemed like we thought we were someone else. Or, well, not someone else. We thought we were Lucas, but at a business trip or something. An earlier period in time. Which, in a way, I suppose we were. Anyway, that's why I don't drink alcohol anymore.
I remember
The side effects.
the party.
That little adventure was relatively harmless, but of course, with neither of us in control, we don't really know much about what Lucas is like. We have memories, but they're fragmented. He is an enigma, so we have no idea what he would do. Or who he might know, who would try to hunt him down. It's Zaphiran, who's apparently someone corporate, so... He had an Arasaka badge on him when we found him.
So if he was to come out again, you guys get put away, someone could end up hearing about it.
Studied, probably. Which, of course, he wouldn't know that, because he thinks that he is real, in a sense.
Right.
That's the wrong word. Not real. He thinks he is... He doesn't know what's gone. He doesn't know what's happened. Still, though, interesting experiment.
Mhm.
I did gain memories from that. Funnily enough.
Could always do it again in a more controlled environment. Where you know no one's gonna potentially talk.
I don't think he would. I don't think he would be violent. It's a possibility. But to tell you the truth, I don't really know him. He was under Mathrad's control when we found him.
Mathrad?
Controller. An entity that they travel with an army of husks. They wreak havoc, whatever. Limbo thing. Nasty creatures. But not particularly difficult to beat as long as you can get to them and not their husks. Anyway. I think that if he had a choice, he would choose this. I would.
Rather than be a controlled husk in Limbo. You feel Jayde very gently lean against your shoulder.
The water. I wonder if that's connected. They could have flooded the building to keep us from accepting Guardian District refugees.
Maybe.
Or it could be a coincidence. It's possible they haven't even thought about the slums.
Yeah, that's true. I hope it's not that coordinated to where they'd try to flood here and keep.
To tell you the truth, I don't know much about the Kaijin Hunters. Apart from the fact that they kidnapped Cupcake some time ago. Which was probably not an easy feat. Cupcake is rather large. I'm sure you've seen them.
Yeah, I have.
So that implies some degree of tactics, preparation. And they did detonate, what was it? 3, 4 nuclear devices simultaneously?
I'd heard it was 6.
6. Well, either way. Well organized enough. But whether they would think about the rack. It is Galdir's district. Or so I've been told. I think it is anyway. It's been a while since I've looked into Zaphiran politics. I haven't been here in, over 100 years.
This district or Guardian? Are you asking?
Waterfront, yes.
Waterfront.
Guardian is...
I think.
Who is Guardian?
Guardian is...
Nemesis. They hit Nemesis last week, didn't they?
I think so. I think they've attacked all the councilmen.
Except Malleus. Or did they attack Malleus?
Not that
I don't know.
If they did, it's being kept under wraps, which wouldn't surprise me.
Yes. I suspect Malleus would prefer to believe himself invincible, or at least have the public believe that. But politics are not really my forte.
Geldir's missing as far as I know.
Well, if he survived, which is highly unlikely, he will be badly hurt. He took a nuclear weapon to the face. You don't walk away from that. At least not in one piece. Unless, of course, he was able to take shelter somewhere, but... Or if he has abilities that I don't know about.
He's related to... Oh, I can't remember. Someone in the Norse pantheon.
Ah.
One
One of Carter's friends, I suppose.
Yeah.
Or, well, one of Carter's patrons, is it?
I don't think it's Carter's patron that he's related to. I can't remember. Geldir's related to somebody.
Well, can't say I've rubbed shoulders with very many of them, so... Is Quincy around?
No, he's dealing with things back home. He had to deal with a lot yesterday. On top of me freaking out because of everything happening here, we sort of had a mishap happen.
Well, if it's any consolation, this isn't even the worst thing that's happened to Zaphiran while I've been alive. Though I suppose most of the other threats weren't really public knowledge. Another thing to ask Varis about. Don't tell him I told you. Actually, maybe don't tell him at all. He gets paranoid.
Don't worry, I won't tell him anything you told me. I thought it was suspicious that he kept... How do I word this? He kept prying for information and said that he heard about me from you. Or, well, he's not Lucas, but you know.
Well, if I know my brother, he... You can call me whatever. Lucas, Malion, Mara. Doesn't matter, it's the same person now. Technically, I am only a memory.
That's strange to think about.
Even stranger when you consider that I am in control. It's not a usual thing. Obviously, the memory is there, my consciousness is here, but... Problem for another time. You should know, if we die, or Lucas dies, I should say, we never really die. As long as Mara can find a suitable host, preferably one that's not a husk this time. But if it were to happen, we would be changed. Much like, what's that TV show you have? Doctor Who. Kind of similar. Only we don't... It's much less dramatic.
So you'd probably act a bit different.
The host would be the dominant personality. I would still be there, Lucas would still be there, Mara would still be there, but we wouldn't have the wheel, so to speak. Well, partially. It's complicated.
I'm assuming you'd remember me, though.
Oh, yes. Barring a nuclear explosion, of course. If there was anything left.
Which is why I kind of...
So long as the symbiote survives, the memories continue on.
Which is why I kind of want to get you out of the city.
Yes, I suppose we should leave, shouldn't we? I don't think anything will happen tonight. They've already detonated 6 of their bombs. If they were going to detonate any more, they would have done it already.
You'd think that, but we thought we had more time when they put out the message yesterday. They could set off more within the next hour.
But not here, I think.
Probably not, no.
Besides, I know my brother. He probably has an agent here, even though he says he doesn't. Normally he wouldn't interfere, but in my presence...
I still wanted to extend the offer.
It's probably a good idea. They're targeting power infrastructure, where they have been. So the Atlantis, here, District 0, probably Zone 7. They haven't hit that yet, though, as far as I'm aware. But the shield would be a concern to them if they're trying to bring the city to heel. So they'll want it down. The floods didn't do it. So there is a concern.
I don't know how much, if it could withstand a bomb, though.
The shield? I'm not sure. To tell you the truth, I haven't really kept up with human technology. It's possible. I've gotten fairly advanced. Even since the last time I was here. 100 years is not that long, but to them, everything is different now.
Right.
Them. I suppose you are a human, aren't you? Not in the literal sense, but
Used to be.
mm,
Not that long ago.
so then your kind. I've always sort of admired humans, their ability to change. We don't have that.
You don't have the ability to change.
Well, we change, but I am almost 700 years old in total. Give or take a few years, I lost count. When you live that long time, it slows down. You don't see it in the same way that a human would. A human, 100 years go by, that's it. That's all you have. So you're more driven to make changes during those times. 100 years to an elf is nothing. To wait 100 years for change, if we don't like something the way it is, we simply disappear, come back in 100 years. But you don't have that luxury. It's part of why you have the technology that you do. Even your magic changes to some degree. We're still probably even with you on that in that regard. We do have to innovate. But things like this, it's a recent invention from our perspective. And yet it's been, what, 400 years? When I was a child, this would have been indistinguishable from magic. Yet, in only 3-4 centuries later, here we are. Ooh, that's the wrong button.
Your lines are gone.
What?
The ones that were on your face.
They're not supposed to be.
Okay, great. I was like, huh?
Are they working now?
Didn't happen. Yeah, they're fine.
Okay. The lines are interesting, since you mentioned it. Another new thing. Typically, we don't have these.
Yeah, I think it must have been Mara probably who had asked about it.
Well, technically, it was all of us. But, yes, primarily Mara.
I guess the line's kind of blurry for you guys.
Yes. But none of us really understand them. It's something new comes with the territory of the husk, I suppose. Or perhaps the radiation. No, not the radiation. It would have to be the husk. Maybe partially the radiation. Perhaps a combination. Sorry, thinking out loud.
You're alright, no worries. Are they like cracks in your face, or is it like on the top?
I'm not sure. They feel like cracks. Sort of.
Gently touches. Are they raised or?
They are, the other one. I forget the
Inside?
name. Yeah, inset.
I'd hope nothing too serious.
Perhaps. Or it is possible that this host is dying. It is very old. This was a human, probably about 80 years old now. When we found him, he was 40 something. Perhaps not exactly. The memories are a little hazy. Plus, I have no idea how long he was in Limbo before we found him.
Right.
From what I can tell, his memories end when he died. Or, well, technically right before it. Some cellular degradation is possible, plus we did kind of put him through hell on our way out. Oh, Varis was not happy when I told him about that.
What'd you have to do?
Actually, we used some of your technology. Nuclear reactor. They had a broken down one. We fixed it up using some of the knowledge actually from Lucas, funnily enough. Started it up, overloaded it, and used the power to create a portal. I'm quite proud of that, actually.
Smart idea.
Took me almost 35 years, but quite proud of it. You have no idea how hard it is to get uranium-235 in Limbo. The logistics were a nightmare. Anyway, it is possible that interacting with the uranium caused this. It's not really something that anyone is meant to touch.
Right.
Or handle at all, really.
Then again, you'd think it would have shown up when it happened rather than so much later.
Not necessarily. The symbiote Mara heals the body over time. Cellular degradation is a slow-moving process, one that's typically easy to heal. But possibly not completely, thus the cracks. That's my hypothesis, anyway. Actually, I wonder... if Mara were tied up, healing constantly. One of the few times I wish I wasn't back in Limbo, I would have another Yandesirian to ask about that. But unfortunately, I know very little about them. Well, I say very little. I have one. But their actual physiologies, I have a rudimentary understanding of it, but the more complicated things, not really sure. They don't like sonic, like sounds. Your imaging equipment, they don't like it. Perhaps radiation has a similar effect, only slower.
Maybe. Have the cracks gotten any bigger, or have they?
Not bigger, but brighter. I suppose eventually they will spread. At least I assume they will. Hopefully I'm not torn into tiny pieces like a Roadrunner cartoon.
I hope not.
I don't have much experience with a shorter-lived host. I had Mara for almost 400 years. So I don't know what age does to them. At least in a normal host. In an elf, of course, they don't really age. They don't have a degradation. We don't have a natural degradation of our bodies over time. We take injuries, of course, but the injuries are much more easily healed. It's not constant. That's what it is. It's not constant. Because I'm not used to we don't have constant degradation. That's why I'm in control. Mara, you're tired, aren't you? Interesting. Could also be the husk.
If Mara's tired, what does that mean?
I'm not sure. Typically, I suppose it would mean it was time to find a new host, but rather difficult to find one in Zaphiran. Can't really walk up to people and say, "Hey, will you take my symbiote off my hands?"
Yeah, it's a little,
Would you like a little alien roaming around in your lungs?
a little hard to pitch that, yeah.
Well, lungs. I suppose it would be the heart. But still.
Oof.
That's most people's reaction, to be fair.
A little creepy to imagine.
Creepier. When they first enter, you can feel them moving around. You become very aware of where they are within your body.
Ooh.
Bothered the hell out of me for the first year or two. Then you get used to it. Though I'm told it's a similar sensation when I heal others with the spores. They sort of crawl around inside you, fix the damage, but you can feel them moving around, so I'm told.
Ooh.
Oh, it used to freak people out when I would do that. Fun, though.
Maybe one of the kinds of healings that would work on me, thankfully. Can't really get any holy healing done on myself. It would cause my skin to peel.
Well, technically it's entirely physical. There's no magic component to it.
Right.
It's uncomfortable, it's time-consuming, but it will eventually heal you from the inside out. It's especially useful on internal injuries, by the way. Heals them first. Easier to get to. So long as it's connected to the lungs in some way, which pretty much everything is, unless you have some kind of unusual biology.
Pretty sure I'm all the same in here as I was before. Haven't really looked, but...
Do you breathe?
I do, yeah.
Well, then it would probably work. To some degree. Some husks don't breathe. Actually, they don't breathe in the traditional sense. They... Depends on what race they were, but... More of air escaping than actual breath. Like a rattle.
Q said that apparently I've been changing over time.
Yeah.
His magic has been sort of...
I smelled it. The sulfur.
Yeah.
So will you become more like him, or...
I'm become demonic. I don't know if I'll become exactly the same race as him, per se, but... I don't know if you can...
Like a thrall? Or like, not a thrall. What's the word for it? Homunculus, I suppose. Almost.
Yeah, sorta.
Strange. I don't know what happens if you have a demonic homunculus. That would be a interesting experiment.
I used the word thrall before, so it's the best word I could really think of for it.
Thrall implies servitude, which, to my knowledge, you're not entirely under his control.
Yeah, I can do as I please.
I suppose you are maybe a freedman? Would it be called? I don't know what the term would be. Not a slave, more of an employee, I suppose. Well, that's what Quincy calls you anyway.
Yeah, he's
So I suppose that's accurate.
He's been calling me my
Only
name
you can't quit, really.
No. Sort of stuck with him. Which,
Well,
a couple months ago, maybe I would have minded, but now, I don't think I mind it.
to be honest, I'm not sure what to think about him. He seems decent, but there's a hint he could be fairly nasty if he wanted to be.
He definitely can be, if he needs to be. I don't know if I told you about my first year with him. I can't remember.
No, I don't think you did.
He was... At the time, I thought it was him doing it for entertainment or to be cruel. But he doesn't really... Even though he's thousands of years old, I don't think he really knows what he's doing half the time. I mean that in
I did get that vibe.
I sort of mean that in a loving friend way, but holy shit. But
He's a goober, is what you called him, I think. Or did you call him that? Maybe that was Mara.
I might have called him a goober. I wouldn't be surprised if I did. But
It's accurate.
he was... That first year after I died... Let me take a step back. When I died, he felt really bad for my life being cut short, but he didn't know how to pitch the idea of me living forever as his little servant. He didn't think I'd take the deal. So his plan was to scare me into it.
How did that go?
He scared me into it, but... Well, more like he... broke me, I guess, for a bit there. Those first, I say a year, but it's more like 10 months, I think. Hard to remember. He had me die in different ways over and over. A lot of different ways. And after the 10 months, he offered me a deal of I could either stay in that loop, or I could work for him. And I took it.
Was there an end to the loop?
Was there an end to the loop?
Yes. Typically, I don't know how it works with him, but typically with someone of that stature, the loop continues for a set amount of time, and then you're released. So I don't know for sure if that's how it works with him.
I mean, he pulled me out after 10 months, but I'm sure he could have kept it going.
Well, it would have been a long time. It would be something along the lines of 100 years or something like that. I don't know how that works specifically, but I've known people that survived such things. There is meant to be an end, normally.
If there was another planned end, he didn't tell me when it would be.
So either there is no end, or he didn't want you to know that there was an end. Either way.
Either way, I'm out of it now. And for a while there, I hated him. Which is understandable, I feel.
Yes, I suppose.
And then I hated myself. And now I don't know.
Self-hatred is a very human response. I've never understood it.
It's hard to explain.
Doesn't make sense.
It's one of those emotions that's hard to explain. It's like trying to describe a color without using the name of it, I suppose.
I suppose it's possible among elven kind there have been incidents, but it's very rare. We, perhaps because of our lifespans, we don't have the what's a good word? We don't experience such emotions typically. Perhaps very early on, the puberty stages. The first 100 years are a nightmare, but after that, you gain a little bit of wisdom, which I suppose humans never get. So perhaps that's why. And you have to think we are the entire first 100 years surrounded by people who are 2,000-3,000 years old. They have some experience. They have, perspective. They're able to tell you when something that seems horribly important really isn't.
Maybe now that I get to live that long, I'll figure it out eventually.
As much as it's strange to say, Quincy might be able to help. He's lived longer than any of us, I would assume, probably combined.
I know he was created at the same time my world's Lucifer fell. Which I probably need to read up on history a bit more.
Well, that would be before my time. Several thousand years before my time, in fact. Though I suppose I've lost track. So it is possible. No, I don't think I'm that old. I don't look that old, do I?
No, not really. Even though you say Lucas is, 80 now? Lucas doesn't even look old.
Lucas is old. But he is being healed by Mara constantly. At least I believe. The undead when they bond with a human, typically the human survives to be 200-300 years old. Eventually, it gets to a point where they can't keep up, but normally they live relatively long by human standards. That's why many humans choose to undergo the procedures. Of course, you do have to be compatible for that. There's if there is a personality conflict, ages them a little quicker.
I'm assuming you're not able to tell beforehand if they're compatible, or...
There are ways. It's complicated. Typically, a new host is chosen when the old host is still alive. So, they're able to interact with each other. Obviously, the personality of each symbiote is unique, and it will be influenced by every host that it comes into contact with. So, some of the older Yandasilian, they are completely different from what they were when they first began. I knew a few that were over 9,000 years old. The symbiote, not the host.
Oof.
That is an interesting discussion that perhaps should be saved for a later time. I could go into depth on that. The Undecilian have always fascinated me, even before I had one.
I'd be down to learn.
Well, they're native to Limbo, I can tell you that much. Never found one anywhere else, as far as I'm aware. Apart from, of course, the strays. But typically they are born in Limbo. They choose a host, normally with the assistance of the undead. Sometimes without, it depends. The Nurian are quite fond of them. They have their own traditions and rites and things that they do with them. I suppose you don't know anything about Limbo, do you?
No, I haven't personally been. I can assume based on name, but...
Well, the short version, it is the space between dimensions. Are you familiar with the mini worlds, or what is it called? Many layers? Multiverse theory. Layers stacked on top of each other. Limbo is the space between. It's hard to access. It has become almost impossible to leave because of reasons that I won't get into here. But it is essentially nothing. And yet there are things there. It's fascinating. I spent most of my life there. There are monsters, of course. There are things that live there. There are people that live there. Some of the people are monsters. The usual. But it had a strange, not peace, familiarity, I suppose. Yes, everything wanted to kill you, but when you live in a place for as long as I have, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, it doesn't sound too dissimilar from Zaphiran.
Zephyr is much safer, even with the Kaijin Hunters. You don't have world eaters here. Those are another story entirely.
World eaters?
Perhaps you should ask Varis. I was never really interested in the big ones.
Should I say you told me to ask, or should I be like, hey, out of curiosity, do you happen to know about
That's a good point. I'm not sure.
which one would make him more paranoid?
Well. Either one, really. Varys is a little difficult to get along with. He'll warm up to you eventually. But in the meantime, I'm sure he believes that you are here to abduct and possibly kill me. So he is going to be a little paranoid.
Well, if he does have someone,
I suspect he believes you're doing all of this under the direction of Quincy as well.
Most likely.
He'll come around, but remember, we take a long time to change. You can't expect him to do it overnight.
And I'm sure me absconding with you into the night tonight to take you to another plane of existence probably isn't going to make him very happy.
No, I suspect he would have done it himself if you hadn't come along. He's already texted me. Come to think of it, he's probably bugged this conversation somehow. Have you checked your jacket? Has he put a bug on you?
Just checking all his pockets.
You don't see anything.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe he trusts you more than I think he does. Still. Perhaps I don't give him enough credit. But like I said, he has his reasons. He's had people gunning for him for a long time. Most of my life.
Is he older than you?
Oh, yes. By about 300 years. Or is it 4? I can't remember.
I'm sure he treats you like how older brothers always do.
I suppose. He lived through things that I have not. The destruction of our world, for instance. I was a child, I don't remember any of it, but supposedly the reason why we were in Limbo is because he was carrying me there. That you definitely don't want to tell him I told you.
Again, my lips are sealed.
But that being said, he probably does have an agent here, I'm sure. Probably around that corner.
Yeah, or listening to our whole conversation.
Perhaps. I don't think he's that paranoid. But you never know.
Can he turn invisible?
That one... Not in the way that you think. He's an illusionist. Well, he's not really there most of the time, you know. He almost never actually goes anywhere personally. When he poofs, usually it's because he dispels the illusion.
Oh, because he was never there in the first place.
Probably not. Though he might surprise me. I don't think he would go to the Atlantis, though. It's a little rough for him.
Is the whole reason he was going to the Atlantis to stalk me?
Probably, knowing him. Or to stalk Quincy, one of the two. Either way, I'm sure he thought you were the same person.
Yeah. Hope I've thoroughly convinced him by making a fool of myself.
I doubt it.
Hmm.
He's more paranoid than that. What has he been hanging out with you, what, 6 weeks? At most?
Around there, yeah.
He told me about it probably a month ago. Or, no, he didn't tell me at all. You did, come to think of it.
Yeah, because he'd mentioned you. And it struck me as a little weird that someone like him would...
For all his paranoia, he makes some silly decisions when it comes to me. I suppose that's normal.
It's a family thing, I think.
He's used to looking out for his sister.
Sister.
Ah, yes. Sorry, this is new. Malion, it's a female name. I thought you knew.
Oh. No, I didn't.
Oh, I suppose you wouldn't. Why would you know? You don't speak Elvish.
I don't.
Sorry, I forget what people know and what they don't. Probably why Varis doesn't tell me anything. Anyway. I suppose it is getting late.
Oh shit, it is. I've been gone for like 2 hours and I didn't tell anybody where I was going. Oh.
Well, that'll be a fun explanation. Assuming they're awake, of course. It is 2 in the morning?
Yeah, I'm sure Sapphire will feel us enter Dreamtopia. She might come to meet us, she might not, I'm not sure.
Well, I suppose I'll have to explain why I'm not my normal self.
Only if you want to. She's the type to not ask too many questions if you don't want to answer them.
Well, to be fair, she also doesn't know me.
That's true.
We met once at a party. For all she knows, I am my normal self. Well,
Next to me. He's helping with the detonation right now. There's at least 35,000 dead. Fuck. It is getting late. I'd rather get you out of here sooner rather than later.
Yes, well. One thing that Mara does help with is cushioning the fall.
Q helps a little bit with that.
You know,
also.
I've jumped from a 2-story building.
I've fallen 3 stories once. Accidentally.
Well,
but, you know.
I've fallen from 2 stories unscathed.
I've fallen 3 stories unscathed. I've definitely fallen farther not unscathed.
Well, you have me beat there. Mara's good, but she's not that good. Anyway.
Yeah, let's go. Why are we walking anywhere? I can make a portal.
And portal time, yippee!
And portal time, yippee! They make a portal. Wow!
Yeah, how was the lore dump?
It was great. I loved it. Also, the reveal.
You got a solid portion.
That was
Lucas's lore.
That was so good.
I was gonna do that during a meatbag session, but I'm kind of glad we got to do it as a scene, as a standalone scene.
Yeah, because we didn't get
so much
interrupted.
better. You wouldn't get interrupted by random fucking Skaven attacks or some shit.
Yeah, Skaven attacks, Hamsky running up as a fucking anything.
Yeah. Yeah. That was what I was gonna do last week, and I was just like,
Jayde also was only here for about half the session on Sunday. Last week, because I had Cinder, my other character, come in for the first half, so.
Damn. No.
So it wouldn't have worked.
Anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked out regardless.
That was a solid, what? That was fucking like an
I've been recording.
Half.
Yeah, I've been recording for an hour and 35, so.
Oh shit! Hi, YouTube.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You got all the juicy lore.
You can get all the
That's fine. I assumed you were good. I assumed you were recording.
What the fuck am I stepping on? There's some random tag off of a thing on the floor. What the hell? There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, that was so cool.
I don't know if Fusion. Do we? I guess Fusion can watch the VOD if he's really interested in it. Or I already DM'd him some of this. I wanted to. If he was gonna be in your head, I wanted him to be making comments. But
no, Fusion tired.
Yeah, it is 2 a.m. To be fair, it's very late. Yes.
Yes, thanks. Thank you so much. I will send you an invite to Dreamtopia. And then Lucas gets to chill in Dreamtopia for a bit, I guess.
I mean, I'm not opposed to him just living there now.
Yeah, you can
to
talk
be fair, he was
to
kind of homeless before, so.
you can talk to Emily about it.
I mean, it just depends. I don't know. It could be a thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Whatever's more interesting for RP. And I can always say if I want to go to meat rack, he just wants to go eat noodles. I mean,
right? Like,
anyway.
I'm gonna get myself out of this box. It's 2 a.m.
Yeah, I need to detoaster. It's hot in here.
I pushed it a little bit because I was like, you were like, oh, it shouldn't take an hour, and then we got to the hour mark, and I was like, I'm getting so much juicy lore. I don't care that it's taking over an hour.
I didn't think it was gonna take that long.
It's okay. Listen,
it kept being good. It was a good conversation. I thought it would be like, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes tops.
Also, Jayde kept pushing his luck a little bit by like,
yeah.
He was like, listen, I'm gonna see. He kept asking questions, and also he kept like doing the physical touch because he was like, I'm seeing where the line is.
That's fucking great. So, Malion is a little different from the other ones. Like, Mara is really heavily autistic.
You don't say. I couldn't tell, truly.
Mara is taking my existing autism and dialing it up to 11. Malion is a little more normal. How was the voice, by the way?
It was good. It reminded me of Varis, but it wasn't good. Exactly Varis.
I came up with it during the conversation. half of the lore, well, I don't know. Most of it's written down somewhere. I improv some of that shit. I have to remember what I improv now.
Listen, it's gonna be on YouTube, so you don't have to remember what you improv. It's gonna be.
Oh yeah. I forgore. Anyway, thank you for stopping by in the middle of the fucking night for fun scene. Yippee!
Yeah, I'm probably going.
All the lore.
All the lore. I'm probably going to also combine this with a little explanation of. So Jayde's. I'm gonna probably have to record a thing. It's like Jayde's on Zaphiran right now. Yippee! Kaboom! Fucking.
Oh yeah.
Because there's no. I don't have any recording.
Caught up.
Well, also, there's no like recording explaining, hey, Guardian District doesn't fucking exist anymore.
It wasn't actually a physical thing, was it? It was an off-camera thing. Like,
I'm not entirely sure. They did say there was some. Where is the post? There was a post.
Well, they might have done.
Like there was a session.
They might have done the scene with Galdir.
Yeah, I think there was a scene with Galdir, but like beside like all the civilian casualties and stuff, fucking off screen. 35,000 people dead off screen.
Think about that. With people on the VOD being like, "What the fuck?"
You're being like, "What do you mean there's a
nuclear weapons suddenly out of nowhere?" Because you don't have any of the Discord knowledge.
Also, it doesn't help that my last VOD, too many things were happening all at once. So yesterday was nuts for Jayde, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I really enjoy playing Malion because she's a little, one of her character traits is that she's really fucking reckless and much less careful with information than Varis is.
Yeah, she just kept talking and kept talking.
She's a little more naive than he is, I think, when it comes to like sharing information with people, because she's been surrounded her entire life by people that were like, you know, allies, friends, like, you know, it would be people that she could trust. She's not used to being around people that would like use that information against her. Varis is very much used to that. That's his entire job.
You want to hear the shit that happened with Jayde yesterday, by the way? Because I doubt you're going to hear about it in character.
Yeah, sure.
Jayde, I don't know if you know my nose a little bit.
I've been following vaguely the like vampire blood shit and the getting addicted and all of that.
Well, Jayde was at work yesterday, which is off screen.
I don't think either character knows about this. Varys suspects.
Well, yeah, because Jade mentioned
I don't
being
think
addicted
Lucas
to
knows.
something.
Lucas suspects it's vampire blood because of what happened at the party.
Oh yeah,
But
because of Vester trying to give
he's
Jade the
not for
vampire blood.
sure. Yeah. But he hasn't actually heard. Nobody's actually straight up told him that it happened, so he's kind of like, "Huh, that's weird."
Oh,
Anyway,
a thing to note: Jade would smell a little bit more like sulfur, just a tad, not a lot, just a tiny, eensy bit.
also, I posted a thing in RP Tidbits. Does Jade have an enhanced sense of smell?
Nope. I did think about it, but I was like, he would not. Not yet.
All right. You don't know anything about that. Yippee.
Nope.
Anyway.
So Jade was at work yesterday. He started craving vampire blood. A realization he had not this week, but I think it was last week. Some other day he worked. This is because of Scavenger, by the way. Scavenger messaged me while I was at work one day and was like, "What's so Jade can do
Scavenger
portals?
is an evil genius.
So Jade can do portals. What's stopping Jade from just opening a portal into Vester's little blood closet thing and getting blood?" And I was like, that didn't occur to me. And you know what? It wouldn't have occurred to Jade either. And it's occurring to him right now. And Jade fucking whipped open a portal at work and almost got some. Quincy got pissed at him. Quincy was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" They had a whole
Quincy knows about the whole. I assume Quincy knows about the vampire blood, right?
Oh yeah, Quincy, Scavenger and Fusion fucking have DM'd each other so much shit that I don't even know.
Yeah. So you know what's funny is the lore that you got today. Fusion, I told Fusion about that before Varis came into the picture.
Yo.
Because Quincy would know some of this stuff.
Where was it? Oh, and then, so that happened last week. I can't remember what day. I had to have to look back at my DM stuff. Yesterday, Jade was at work. He got the craving for blood again. He was able to resist it enough to tell Q, "Hey, I'm doing bad. You need to help me in some way." And Q was trying to like talk him down. And Jade was like, "I can't do it." Jade tried to whip open a portal again. Quincy stopped him. And that's when I remembered that Scavenger sent me this table of things I have to roll for if certain things happen. Or Jade would go into a thing called a frenzy. And one of those things is being denied access to blood. And so I had to roll a silly little D10, and guess who fucking didn't pass that check?
Is this based on Vampire the Masquerade?
Yup.
Oh no. Oh no.
The Jade didn't pass the check. Jade got pissed. Jade attacked Quincy.
I mean, to be fair, Quincy could probably handle Jade.
Oh yeah, he certainly
so not
did.
A terrible person to be there for that.
So Jade attacks Quincy. Quincy at first is like, "Hey, whoa, calm down." And then when that didn't work,
mild annoyance.
Yeah, when that didn't work, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna try to knock Jade out." Problem: Jade's body still works kind of like a normal guy's. He's not like, doesn't have like super strength or anything. Quincy slams Jade into the ground hard enough to break Jade's ribs on his right side. But that doesn't stop him. Jade is in a frenzy. Jade comes at him a third time.
Yeah.
And Quincy's like, "Well, guess I gotta do it," even though Quincy was really sad about it. And then Quincy fucking cut Jade's head off. Jade died.
Damn. Is that why is that why Jade was crying before this scene?
No, Jade was crying because today has been fucking stressful.
Oh yeah.
Because Carter currently refusing to leave the city because he wants to help. Jade's like, "Please let me take you out of the city. Jesus Christ." But Carter's like, "No."
Also, I feel like if Galdir is related to the Norse pantheon, whatever the fuck, then Fenrir probably wants Carter to find out what happened to Galdir.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
kind
Carter
of a whole thing
actively
there.
allied with Galdir, so.
Yeah. So there's that.
Plus, you know, the
That's-
stress of having to very quickly move they moved their stuff last night. So Jayde, the day before a nuclear bomb goes off, has to move his whole family, uproot his whole family in an apartment they moved into only a couple months ago, and move them in a panic.
Yeah.
He's just doing bad. And he was crying because it's really stressful. And he's an emotional
And
guy.
then you got to deal with this shit.
Listen, this conversation
I mean, this actually
calmed
wasn't
him
that
down.
bad, I think.
No, this conversation
I-
made him feel better. He was able to have a nice, calm conversation with someone.
I try. So if you couldn't tell, Malion is just free run.
I haven't
It's
watched
like
the
my
show,
take on
so
free run. Okay. But I basically stole the character.
I see.
Pretty much just
Okay,
free run.
nice.
I mean, the events that happened in her life are different, and her background is different, but the personality is free run.
Great.
So, I do want to point out also, as a result of the things that are happening, my death perms are now on. So, just so you know, it is possible.
Even more of a reason to get your bitch ass out of the city.
It's also in character the reason for the whiplash where he was like, "I'm not leaving." Actually,
I'm
because
not
what happened
leaving.
is between the first text, Mara was mostly in control, and then at the second one, Mara was getting tired, and so it was mostly Malion that was like, "Yeah, maybe this is not great." Maybe we should leave because we don't really understand what's happening with all of this. And
I also liked the reveal that Malion was female because I didn't expect it at all. Jayde
Oh yeah.
Jayde didn't think that in the slightest.
So Lucas is technically agender, I think.
Mm.
It's a weird dynamic because I'm playing a character that is vastly different from like I have to get into this weird fucking headspace with Malion that I don't normally get into because she's so much different than I am, which is fun, but also it's a little funky.
Jayde hasn't known what to refer to Lucas as since Jayde found out that Lucas wasn't technically like singular, but is
I
kind
mean,
of.
it doesn't really matter. Is the thing. Technically, he's a guy. Like, I don't know. He probably has the associated parts. But
Probably has the associated parts.
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. There's no model that has that. So
See, this is
It's
where
never
you
gonna
could
come
sneak
up.
in the fact that like Lucas Winters originally
I
was
could retcon
trans
this
or
later.
something, or like you could do anything.
I probably won't. Lucas was a zombie, so it doesn't really matter.
It's like how I tried to that's like how I noticed one day that Zeros was the trans flag colors in their outfit and with their hair. And I was like,
I
Atlas,
forgot about
you need to
that.
make Zeros secretly trans mask this whole time.
I thought that was the point of the character, though.
I don't know.
I know Lucas always referred to Zeros as him, but that's because Lucas is a dick. So
Jayde one day had a conversation with Zeros, and Zeros didn't know what pronouns were. So Jayde was like, I don't know
I
what to
remember
refer to
that.
you as because you don't
the
even know.
aftermath of that.
What do you want to say to the end of my VOD?
Goodbye, bye.
Yeah.